Good evening, all. A warm welcome to all of you to this talk session organized by 𝘂𝐿𝐵 Fisat as a part of 𝘂𝐿𝐵. I am Purvaja and I am honored to be your host for the night. Together, let's embark on a journey of inspiration and empowerment. Without further ado, let's commence the session. I would like to welcome Anjali who welcomes me.
Good evening, all. On behalf of IEEE Fisat SB in collaboration with IEEE Women in Engineering, it is my great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to all of you to today's session on bridging the gender gap in AI education and careers. We are privileged to have with us our distinguished speaker, Ms. Anaga Rajiv, data scientist and software architect at Maker Labs. She is an experienced data scientist with a master's degree in artificial intelligence and data science from Cochin University of Science and Technology. She has over 4 years of expertise in data analysis and has contributed significantly to India's first AI robot, Iris, developed by Maker Labs EduTech Private Limited. Today, Ms. Anaga Rajiv joins us to share her insights and expertise in the field of AI education and careers that continues to redefine the way we interact with technology and the world around us. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Ms. Anaga Rajiv. Ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Anjali, for your kind words. Hello everyone. As you can see, my name is Anagha. As she has mentioned, I'm really honored to be here today to discuss the topic that is really close to my heart and crucial for the future of the technology and innovation, which is bridging the gap in AI education and career. So basically, as she said, I work as a data scientist in Maker Labs as someone who has navigated the challenges in the triumphant industry. I'm really excited to share my insights and strategies on how we can work together to create a more inclusive and diverse AI landscape. So, as I can say, I'm really not interested in having a big talk on this gender gap, because as far as I can see, it doesn't make any sense if I just talk on a lot of the same thing, and it'll be a really boring. It'll be really boring to you. Really boring to you guys. So what I have actually planned is like I'll just talk a little bit about this gender gap thing, and after that, let's have an interactive session where you can ask me questions and I'll be answering you for based on like how you can build your career and what are the main factors that is on look by the recruiters to recruit you in the better companies, or else if you are interested in starting a startup of your own, how is that going to help you, or how could you end up in a startup? So I can help you with all those questions and doubts. So let's just, first of all, I'll just make a little talk on gender gap thing in AI. And after that, let's have an interactive session based on those things. So as far as I can say, artificial intelligence is it's transforming our world at an unprecedented pace, from healthcare to finance, from education to entertainment. And AI is reshaping industries and creating new opportunities as well. However, despite its transformative potential, there are significant gender gap in AI education and careers, because as you can see, women are underrepresented in AI fields, as well as whenever you check out the overall progress in the academia and the workspace, we can really see women is getting hindered the overall progress of the AI industry. Basically, the diversity is not the matter of fairness. It's basically a necessity of innovation. Diverse teams bring different perspectives, ideas, and problem-solving approaches, which is essential for creating robust and unbiased AI systems. But when women and underrepresented groups are included in AI development, the resulting technologies are more comprehensive and better suited to serve a diverse global population. So, and also, Since I'm here to address the gender gap, we must first understand the challenges that women face in AI education and careers. And basically, the challenges are like stereotypes and bias. So basically, uh, sometimes gender stereotypes and unconscious biases like women. So, for example, when it comes to the part of repairing a computer or something like that, it is always considered as a part of men thing. That is like where the biases often discourage the girls from pursuing STEM subjects and careers as AI. And also, there are few visible female role models in AI, which can make it difficult for young women to envision themselves in these roles. In addition to it, the tech industry can sometimes have a culture that's unwelcoming or even hostile to women, making it really challenging for them to thrive. Also, women also face additional challenges in the balancing professional responsibilities with personal and family commitments. Also, in order to uh, just tackle these kind of problems, we really need to encourage the girls to take an interest in STEM from a young age. Schools and parents also should promote the STEM activities and provide resources and support to nurture the curiosity and skills. So, as far as since I've been in an industry, I would really say like companies must adopt the policies that promote the gender diversity and inclusion. This include equitable hiring practices, providing flexible work arrangements, and creating a supportive and respectful workplace culture. So, basically, as far as our company is concerned, whenever we started, there was only four. Where in my company, the co-founders are basically four, which three are men, and I'm the only woman in the company. Where the co-founders, as far as the co-founders are concerned, so that also really is leading us to the same topic because I'm the only woman, but the ratio is, of course, 3 to 1. Also, men also play a crucial role in bridging the gap in AI. As allies, they can support female colleagues, challenge biases, and advocate for inclusive practices. By working together, we can create a more equitable and supportive environment to everyone. Also, bridging the gender gap in AI education and careers is not just a moral imperative, it's just essential the advancement of technology and society. By addressing the challenges and implementing effective strategies, we can really create a future where women have equal opportunities to contribute and benefit from the AI revolution. So basically, really thank you. And I should say thank you for your attention. Now I really look forward to our discussion on how we can collectively work towards a more inclusive and diverse AI landscapes. So, is anybody is having any kind of questions that you need to ask me? You can ask any kind of questions like anyway, since you guys are third years, you might have like doubt on how to build your career, or if you have any doubts regarding all those stuff, anything, you can ask me.
Ma'am, could you share your experience about Iris robot?
Yeah, sure. So Iris, basically, as far as I can say, Iris currently, Iris is working with, she really works like how the chat GPT works. I hope you guys, everybody know about chat GPT. It's like it asks every question, but we are currently facing a problem where it doesn't personalize things. But basically, when it comes to the chat GPT, what it does is like it it never gives you personalized answers and questions. For example, if I'm asking chat GPT, what is my name? Do you know who is Anaga? Iris can never give I'm sorry, ChatGPT can never give an answer like that. But where Iris So what we have currently done is like we are just trying to improve it by giving some kind of personalized data sets. So we are trying to include some personalized data sets so that so for example, if we are giving iris to your college FISAT, it will just answer you the question like how many students are there in the FISAT. In addition to it, who is the principal of FISAT? Like for example, like if you are having any doubt, like who, what is the address of the computer science student? If these kind of questions is asked to Iris, then she can answer it. So now we are more concentrating by adding a lot of data set to the Iris's brain, Iris's memory, so that it can work on giving personalized experiences. And also, yeah, we have not only the computer science, we are trying to integrate and we are trying to bring more and more emotions to her space. So whenever during our starting session, basically the iris had only she was not able to move her tongue, or she was not able to give any eye kind of expressions, but now she can have the eye expression, she can move her lips, she can shake her head, she can shake her hand. And we are not only concentrating on the personalized experience, but also we are trying to give many other things like the external movement kind of things are being added up. So it's like every month we are bringing new innovative ideas into the iris. That's it. If you need to ask any specific questions about iris, you can ask me that as well. Anybody can ask me any questions. Nobody's having any doubts, or are you sleeping or something?
Ma'am, what bring you with an idea to bring a robot such as an iris?
So basically, the iris was our the thing about iris is like we actually did it as a prototype to just check out in a school that is KTCT School Trivandrum. We just tried an iris because always we wanted to build a robot in our company. So we were always discussing about iris. So we always wanted to create something very cool, like something different. So basically, the concept of AI teacher that has not been brought into India before. Obviously, it's not something first in the world, but of course, this is first in India. So, and also we basically work on the EdTech platform. So, our company Maker Labs, we basically provide these STEM things to different schools. Like we have already our products where like small turtles and those kind of small robot things. So we wanted, since we are working on an education system, we just thought on why can't we do something different? Why can't we just make a teacher itself? So that has actually made us to think about iris. So what we did in the school Trivandrum was we were just trying to check out whether it's going to work or how is it going to impact on the schools, how bringing a teacher could really impact on the school. So that is what we tried at first. And as a result of it, the result was really good. So we then plan to make it into bigger perspective. That is what we did.
Namaste, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just want. Yeah.
Mhm.
I was just curious to know how did you come up with the name Iris? It is having any acronym, or you just firstly created the name and then the acronym came up, or the acronym made it Iris, or what's the story behind that?
Okay. So basically, iris do have a full name because it is AI Iris is it is related to generative artificial intelligence, actually. So it's like it do have a full name, which actually I know, but I don't remember. It is really related with this Iris, the name Iris. Each of the words is having an abbreviation. I couldn't remember it well. So because of by taking those names, like it's like, if I'm right, it is something like integrated something something. That is the abbreviation of Iris. So we were thinking about what is the kind of name that we should give. So and also there is in a data science, there is some kind of mapping that's called as Iris. So we were thinking about a good name that can be given to her, and we actually thought of a lot of names, and at last we came with the name Iris. Okay. So don't you want to know, like, don't you guys have any other questions, like how you can build into a better job, how you can end up in a good job, how you can end up any of those questions, or you can ask me in case of the case of Iris as well. But don't you have any of kind of doubts like that? Anybody can ask me. Any questions? Nobody?
Can you like talk about the challenges one can have when pursuing an AI career?
Okay, the basic challenges that you can, that is a real good question, Rohan. You're Rohan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So basically, that is a good question. So the thing is that, that is a concept that has been, it is being applied to in all the industries. It's not something. So, for example, if it is in case of software testing or a software engineer things, that is already been done and getting practiced for long years. But AI is something that is newly trying. So when it comes to the software, there are step-by-step instructions, step-by-step things that you can always and always apply on. But when it comes to the artificial intelligence, that is like an open book where you have a lot of things that you can apply for. I mean, so for example, in case of the career, as you have said, if it is an artificial intelligence career, if we are just thinking about it, you can just apply for anything that is related to the field of software. Like if you are, if you do have knowledge in data science, you can just in a data, if you know how you can work with data, then you can create wonders with the data, because that is a field which has not yet been proved so much like the field in software, because that is being introduced. So that is one of the basic challenges, that we don't have a step-by-step things which is already been set in this field. So we are supposed to find out, and we are supposed to explore these things by ourselves sometimes. So whenever we work on this Iris, it's like, and also one of the basic problem that we face is like to get the data. So fetching and gathering data in the field of artificial, basically the foundation of artificial intelligence means we train the robot with different data. Then since, so we are trying to give an experience to robot, like so it's the same thing as we study. That is what we are doing to an artificially intelligent robot. So for example, if I'm taking in case of an iris, if we are in class, if I'm giving an iris to the class 10th students, so being a teacher for a class 10 students, it's like Iris can be capable of having an attendance, keeping a count on how many kids got into the class, what is the address of a kid, is the kid present today, what is the phone number. So for example, if Iris is right next to me, I can ask Iris, what is the phone number of Rahul? So it's like Iris can give me reply. But if we need Iris to give these kind of replies, what we need is like we need data to be fed into Iris. Then only she will get to give the perfect answers. Else you are not going to get a perfect answer. So getting the data means that's a hectic task. First of all, the in whatever field that we are in, data is something personalized. So it's against the people's. We cannot go against the people wills to fetch the data. It's like if I need to fetch the data to get the learning experience of the different students in the class. So for that, I need to get the data from the students. But many of the parents are not interested in giving their kids personal informations to us, even though if it is for the robot as well. So in the same case, I have done a project on Alzheimer's. So where for prediction in Alzheimer's, I really needed a data set which required the post-mortem reports of a lot of people. But getting the data is really hectic. But what we have the provision is only the publicly available data set. But getting a data set is something really hectic. That can be considered as one of the biggest challenges in the field of artificial intelligence.
Just like you said, for creation of the AI, especially with the data sets and all, which kind of programming language did you actually use? Is it the commonly used Python? Okay.
Yes.
Python, any specific part, anything?
Okay, so basically when it comes to the artificial intelligence, what we do in a data set is we train that. So it's like whenever we get a data set, it's not like the data set that you have seen. That is not what we are going to get. Sometimes if it is in a class, if as I've said, if I'm asking the Iris for a data, I need to prepare how is going to be the learning outcomes of the data. I want Iris to predict. If Iris sees the student, I want Iris to predict whether she will perform well or not in an exam. That is my basic thing that I need Iris to predict. So in order to get these things, I need to know how many hours she studies or from what kind of home she comes. And there are many factors that is leading to such a kind of prediction. So under those kind of circumstances, I'm in required of a data. But we are not going to give, when it comes to data, it's not just a CSV file or Excel file that you can see. Sometimes it will be just a prescription. Sometimes it will be just a notepad. Sometimes it will be just a paper which is written something. But what is our challenge is we'll have to tame all these data together and bring it in one. So it's like there are different kind of programming techniques. The basic things that we do in the making of prediction is like, first of all, what we do is like feature engineering. Feature engineering is one of the important things that you will have to work on data sets. That is, then, so since if you can just consider the school, in case of a school, you know there will be a lot of students. It'll be like more than 2,000 students. So if I'm taking a data of more than 2,000 students, then a normal computer cannot hold the data of 2,000 students. So we'll just get to the support of cloud platforms like Azure, Amazon Web Service. First of all, the thing is that we'll store our data into all those cloud platforms, and then we'll connect the storage by using Blob. Azure Blob. Since we are using the platform Azure, we use Azure Blob to tame this data. So likewise, we take the data in the cloud platform, and from the cloud platform, we fetch the data and then we work on it. The first thing is feature engineering. So when it comes to the feature engineering, there are different techniques like one-hot coding. So, for example, in Python, there is the concept that is called as one-hot coding. So, one-hot coding is sometimes, and also one of the main challenges that we are facing in a data set is like the if the data is given with letters, then the accuracy is going to reduce. Then the data is not going to change well. So we'll try maximum to involve numbers in the data set. So for example, if we are just taking the student's attendance on a day of Monday 2020, Monday 2024, 2024, Monday, September. So on that day, it will be like, so if the presence and the absence of the student is done by yes, no, yes, no in our data set column, then what happens is like we'll have to somehow convert this yes, no into numbers. So what we try to do is like we'll try to get this into the binary form. That is, yes will be considered as 1 and no will be considered as 0, else the computer will face difficulties in getting a prediction. So these kind of things are basically, this is done through a procedure that's called as one-hot coding. And then comes to the machine. Then what we do is like we do several machine learning techniques. There are a lot of machine learning techniques like random forest. Then what can I say? Random forest is there, support vector machine is there, linear regression is there, and basically when it comes to the artificial machine learning techniques, the machine learning techniques are divided into two. One is the supervised learning, and the other one is the unsupervised learning. So when it is an unsupervised learning, under the unsupervised learning branch, there comes a lot of techniques. For example, linear regression, arithmetic, many kind of regressions are available. So we'll try to apply all those kind of strategies to this data set to make the perfect prediction. That is what we actually do. So all these things are done in Python, but it is being given different names. So we'll apply the Python code on random forest. There's a Python code for random forest. There's a Python code for support vector machine. So each of these machine learning techniques are different for different uses. Then there is something called as cluster analysis. It is basically help to group the things which do belong in the same category. So that also comes under this machine learning technique. So depending upon the way of the data set and depending upon what we need as a result of it, what we do is like we just cluster all of them. We do all these. We identify what kind of machine learning techniques is needed for this kind of data set, and we do that machine learning techniques over our data so that we can make our data prediction accurate. So basically, it's not only Python. So for example, as far as I'm concerned, a data scientist should know 3 basic languages. Python is really good. You should know about Python if you are checking out for if you want to move forward in the field of data science or artificial intelligence. In addition to Python, knowing about HTML, CSS, JavaScript can do you good. So basically, these languages also will help you. And I hope you already know that web development, 3 things for a web development is HTML, CSS, and data. I'm sorry, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So these 3 things will lead us to creation of web page. So actually what we do is like, first of all, we train the data as a backend program. And as a front-end program, we do HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and create a front end like a good web page. Then we connect the both by using the Flask. There's a Python code that is called as Flask, which help you to connect all these things. And that is how we work on it. That's it. Okay. Anything else? Any more questions? And but you can think about it and ask me whatever questions that you have.
Ma'am, can you tell about the career opportunities in data science?
Yes, of course. That's a good question. Uh, okay. So, in data science, if you are considering the data science, as you can see, you can apply for the job which is called this machine learning engineer, engineer, data analyst. So everything comes under the same everything comes under the same umbrella because data learning the data science is going to open you to a large job applications. Because in data science, you are when you learn data science, you are going to get into taming of data sets. So there is where you can be a data scientist. Also, there's another post that is called as data engineer, as well as there is another something called this machine learning engineer. So data science means you will have to completely work on these data sets, how to tame these data sets. And also when it comes to the machine learning, there also you are going to tame all these data sets, but you will be a little bit more into Python programming, identifying new kind of techniques and those kind of things. So then you can you can work on the data analysis. Like there also what you do is like you analyze the data. So for example, you can analyze the data and identify the trends that is happening in the data. For example, the trading. So you can see, you will be able to analyze each and every trends that is happening. So for example, when it is like the engineering admission, and these days it's really tough to get into this computer science and this data. It's really hard to get an admission in the normal government colleges. So when I was just joining in the when it was my joining time, when I just checked out, nobody wanted computer science or electronics. Everybody wanted civil, mechanical, and those kind of branches are something everybody used to prefer. But after it's been more than 6 years that I've passed the engineering. So after 6 to 7 years, so after 7 years, the trend really changed. So it's like when I was when I was 18 and I was applying for, it's been 7 years. So when I was 18 and I was applying for this engineering, so it was really, so getting computer science and getting electronics was really an easy thing. It was not at all difficult. But now, after 7 years, the trends has really changed. And now getting civil or getting mechanical is really easy. So under these, these are the kind of data that, for example, you can take the data to analyze. So you will be able to analyze there are different companies who needs this, a person to do these kind of. So basically, that is what we call as a data analysis, like to identify the trends that is currently existing and to take decisions that is required in the company for the same. So that is another job position that you can apply for, is the data analysis. And also, in case of not only this data analysis, there's another post that is called as business analyst. So in business analyst also, that is one of the highly paying job, because it is where you will have to apply your analysis techniques, different analysis techniques that you can use in order to identify the changing trends that you can see in the field of business. So these are the basic posts that I can see as far as for now. And also, you can even work as I don't like. There are a lot of opportunities in the schools as well, I think, these days, because most of the schools are applying for they are trying to make these AI teachers. They are there are a lot of schools that are trying to get on these AI teachers into their school by offering good salaries than that an IT job, like an IT job in Infosys or a TCS will get. So they are trying to get more and more teachers who are well equipped with AI. Uh, they're trying to bring those kind of features into their schools as well. So there are still, as far as I'm concerned, there are a lot of opportunities. But it's like you will have to just wait to get the best because it's emerging. So it's like as far as our data says, in upcoming 10 futures, upcoming in future, in upcoming 10 years, every day, every year, the AI, it's gonna be an AI revolution. So your opportunity in this field is gonna get rise. That is, it's gonna be a boom. It's not gonna get reduced because now everybody says that every AI is getting replaced in every field. So when AI is getting replaced in every field, there should be somebody to build this AI, right? So that should be us who will be working on the data, because it'll be us who's going to build all these things, because it is us who's going to replace all of them. There should be some people who to do these whole things. If we are supposed to, for example, if we are supposed to replace in the field of law, like we need to, if we are in need to replace the advocates, if we are supposed, we are in need to create some assistants who can give assistants who can give assistance to advocates, then there should be somebody to build these things, and that will be us. So that is the basic. So when the world is emerging to in an AI era, it'll be us who will be leading with that. So that there are a lot of opportunities. Uh, okay, so what is the Lenita has asked me? Can you share a journey into data science and what motivated you to? Okay, so what motivated me into this is, like, first of all, as I've said, uh, I did my engineering. So after I got placed in a company in Bangalore. So it's like there. So we were working, like I was working in a company that was a robotic company. So it's like so I have never heard of anything called this as artificial intelligence or data science or anything. So, if I'm right, for us, they never provided us with a large package or something. It was like in those days, it was like 30K or something. So, but one day our team lead told us, like, do something, learn AI and data science, because we don't have anybody to learn AI and data science. So that is the first time I'm hearing about AI and data science. And he was telling, like, on those days, the people who know AI and data science are going to get more than 60K. They are going to get, here we provide more than 60 to 1 lakh is their monthly package. So actually, I was not at all aware of anything related to, but I know coding, that's it. But I didn't know it's the Python which is leading us to this AI. I have never heard of anything called this. I know artificial intelligence, but I couldn't know, like, how to get into these or anything like that. So I started researching about what can you lead to a data science, what is a data science, what is artificial intelligence, and all those things. I started researching all these things. So in that year, then what I did is, like, I just did a certification course in artificial intelligence. That is what I did. And then we started this company. So in here, we were working on this data and everything. That is when I did the certification. But doing a certification, I was not able to completely acquire all the knowledge that we need, because that was just a certification course for 1.5 months. It didn't do good that, because what I learned from there is all the things which I've already learned, that is Python. So there is where I thought about, like, why can't I do more masters in this field so that I can master things? So then I started to search for it, and I found the Fisat, they are offering artificial intelligence and data science courses. So that was, if I'm right, it's been only 3 years that they had started offering the masters in data science. So it's like when I got into the data, It's like if I'm this is not something like really motivating or anything. If you get into the data, always the data is better than the software programming, because we can, this is something that we can see. So in case of the software programming, it will be really tough to identify what are the doubts and bugs and everything. But in case of the data, it's like we can see the data. So I got more and more interested to this data, taming the data, because it's a beautiful output and beautiful data sets. Like after we are done with this taming of the data set, the result that we get is really beautiful. So that got me more and more into this field. So actually, it was from one of my team leads who has told me about all these things. Like when I got into after when I got into this field after. Now, any other questions?
And there was a question in the chat box.
Yeah, can you share a what are the emerging trends do you see in the data science? I think I did answer to that. Then can you share your journey into the data science? What motivated you? That also I think I did. Anything
Okay,
else?
ma'am.
Okay.
So is there any questions left?
Yeah, if it is not, then is it okay if we could wind up the class? I mean, wind up the session?
Yes, ma'am. Let's find out.
Okay. So then, thank you guys. Thank you for calling me into this, and it was really nice talking to you guys. So, is it? Uh-huh.
And now I request all participants to kindly switch on their cameras, take a snapshot of the session. Okay, so now I call upon Shreya for vote of thanks. Hello everyone, I'm Shreya Srivataya, and it's my privilege to deliver a vote of thanks today. Firstly, on behalf of IEEE Fisat ST, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to Ms. Anita Rajiv for delivering such an incredible session. Thank you so much for your valuable insights and efforts. I also want to express my gratitude to all the attendees for your presence and enthusiastic participation. Your engagement made this event truly special. Lastly, a big thank you to all volunteers for their dedication and hard work, ensuring smooth conduct of the event. Your support has been invaluable. I hope everyone had a great time and we look forward to seeing you at future events. Thank you once again. I would like to present our speaker with a virtual memento as a token of our gratitude. Okay, so now I request all participants to fill the feedback form before leaving the meeting. Thank you everyone for being a part of this meaningful celebration. Have a wonderful day ahead.